We have all been there. You sit down to create, you have a brilliant concept in your head, but when it comes time to find the right visuals, you suddenly hit a creative brick wall. You want that perfect emotional beat or a visual metaphor that really lands, but the stock footage just doesn't match the vision in your mind. That frustrating gap between the idea you have and the reality of what you can actually put on screen is usually where most creators lose their momentum and their punch. Think about procrastination as a simple example. Sure, you could show someone mindlessly scrolling on their phone, but we have all seen that exact clip a million times before. What if you instead visualize time literally growing on someone, like plants overtaking a creator who keeps putting off their work, or a slow cinematic push-in on a melting clock to make wasted time feel visceral? That level of visual storytelling sells your idea emotionally, and more importantly, it grabs the viewer's attention right away. But here is the catch. Executing that kind of creative vision typically requires a massive investment of time, a hefty budget, or high-level technical skills. That is exactly where smart tools come into play, and I want to highlight one that has been a total game changer for creators who need to post consistently without burning out. We are talking about Vizard, a platform designed for those of us who want to maintain a consistent output without selling our soul to the editing process. Now, before I dive into the details, I want to be transparent because I know a lot of people are naturally nervous about new AI tools entering our space. I am a creator myself, and for many of us, video is how we pay our rent, so I completely understand the hesitation. The point of these tools isn't to replace real, authentic human-shot footage, because that will always be the gold standard for genuine connection. What a tool like Vizard does is something much more practical. It helps you take the long-form content you already possess and automatically mines it for the gold that performs. This is a massive advantage because the problem for most of us isn't that we lack content ideas. It is that we simply lack the time to edit and post them. Imagine you have just finished shooting an hour-long sit-down video or a travel vlog filled with great moments. Inside that raw footage, there are hidden gems, a sharp one-liner, a compelling mini-story, an honest reaction, or a beautiful 3-second cutaway. Vizard combs through that long video, identifies the viral-worthy segments, and transforms them into ready-to-post clips instantly. You can finally say goodbye to spending 2 whole days hunting for moments and manually trimming your files. It delivers snackable, highly shareable content that is ready for your feed the moment you need it. Let me break down a concrete example of how this actually changes your daily workflow. Say you are discussing creative burnout, and you really want B-roll that feels raw, emotional, and conceptual. Maybe you don't have a perfectly timed reaction shot in the footage, but Vizard can pull out a short clip where your natural cadence or expression already sells the feeling. It will suggest the ideal crop, the punchiest caption style, and even auto-format everything for platforms like Reels, Shorts, or TikTok. That short is basically ready to post, and if you want to, you can drop in those conceptual visuals or stock footage later to layer on that extra artistic touch. Here's another scenario. You went on a 2-week trip and came back with hours of footage that feels too overwhelming to edit. Vizard finds the highlights that truly matter, the unexpected laugh, the jaw-dropping landscape, or the quick cultural moment. It assembles clips that work as perfect standalone social pieces without you doing the heavy lifting of discovery and cutting. From there, you can easily swap in a title card or extra B-roll, but the tedious part of the process is already done for you. People often talk about other tools like AI image or video generators that create footage for things that are physically impossible to film. Those are fantastic for making unique concept art or stylized backgrounds, but they don't solve the core packaging problem. The real challenge is turning that massive pile of long-form footage into consistent short-form posts and managing them across all your channels. This is where Vizard truly separates itself. It is not just an editor, it is a full-blown content machine. It finds your viral segments, packages them into clips, and then helps you publish without the classic friction points that slow us all down. The auto-schedule feature is honestly one of my favorite parts because you just set your cadence and it lines everything up. No more cherry-picking clips and manually uploading every single day, which is a massive win for your mental bandwidth. For creators who really want consistent growth, saving that mental energy is absolutely priceless. Then there is the content calendar itself, which keeps you from having a messy folder of random exports and draft captions. You get a visual timeline of what is going out where and when, allowing you to see the big picture of your brand. Need to swap a clip or adjust a caption because something newsy just broke? You can do it all in one place. That kind of centralized workflow turns content production from a chaotic headache into a process you can actually optimize. Let's be honest about alternatives. Some platforms are great at one niche task, but they often lack the complete end-to-end solution. Some editors are powerful, sure, but they still demand hours of your manual work every time you need to export a video. And some scheduling tools are either too expensive or require you to export and re-upload files constantly. Vizard is built specifically for the creator who shoots long form and wants to reliably turn that into daily social content without needing a full production studio. Also, it is not about replacing your creativity. Vizard actually amplifies it by doing the heavy lifting for you. Because the edit work is handled, you get to spend your time making the fun choices, like what hook to highlight or which caption angle to test. You can even A/B test formats quickly, and that is where the real growth happens because you are iterating fast. One more nice bit. It is incredibly friendly to collaborators if you have a small team or a manager helping you out. You can hand them this calendar, let them tweak posts, and keep the process moving without needing everyone to sit in editing software for hours. That is a huge practical win for micro creators and small studios alike. Now, I don't want this to sound like a paid commercial, so let's get into the caveats. Vizard's auto detection is brilliant, but it is not psychic, so sometimes it might pull a clip that needs a little human touch, like a tighter cut. That is totally normal, and if what you actually need are those bespoke, impossible to film cinematic sequences, you will still want to use an AI image generator or hire a pro. Vizard isn't replacing those artistic tools, it is the glue that converts your real footage into viral-ready micro-content fast. Here is a lightweight workflow I use. Shoot your long video, upload the raw footage to Vizard, tell it the platform, and let it work its magic. It returns a batch of short clips ranked by likely engagement, so all you have to do is browse and polish. You can drop in any extra B-roll or AI visuals if you want an extra layer, schedule them with the calendar, and you are officially done. That simple loop can turn one long shoot into weeks of content without burning you out. I have even seen creators pair Vizard with a separate AI footage tool to really level up the production value. Use the generator for symbolic visuals, and use Vizard to find the cutaways and sound bites that make those visuals land emotionally. The result is high-concept video that still feels grounded, authentic, and truly human. If you're the kind of person who cares deeply about the craft of shooting, this won't replace your main revenue streams. It will just make your life easier. Real footage still wins, and Vizard helps you get much more mileage out of what you already shot. So if you are trying to bridge the gap from idea to visuals to consistent posting without turning your life into one long edit session, give Vizard a shot. It won't magically produce impossible shots on its own, but as an editor, scheduler, and calendar built for creators, it changes the grind in a real way. And if you are already using other stock or AI tools for visuals, Vizard plays nicely in that stack. It is the engine that turns raw content into a steady feed. Alright, that is my 2 cents. And if you want a walkthrough of the Vizard interface, or a step-by-step example, I can put that together next. Just say the word. Thanks for listening, and go make something you are genuinely proud of.